chilly weather, why not put on a cardigan? That was the Cardigans. And for what it's worth, a lovely tune there.
Oh, that's a joy. We should definitely talk like that more.
XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, alright?
Alright.
Yeah?
How's it
Well, we
going?
got a jam-packed show today.
Go on.
We got so many we got more features than Carl's got on his face. which is about the same as Morph.
Yeah.
Very few. It's just really a head, isn't it? A little.
That's where I've seen him before.
More.
On Take Heart.
Yeah. We've got, Rockbusters. That's
Have we?
still
No,
going
you know
strong.
my feelings on that.
No,
fair
but
enough.
he's said he's gonna, buck his ideas up. We've got, chimpanzee that. Carl finds an amusing, monkey or ape related story. We've got, Carl in a film again.
Right, excellent. Yeah, we've had a
look
lot of
forward-
great response from that, Carl, on the internet. and
It
stuff,
was
on the
my
email.
favourite thing we've done.
People raving about that.
So
So can we say what the film is this
and
week?
excuse my French, we've got some bloody great music.
Oh, pardonnez-moi. Wow, I don't know. I can't speak French. I was trying to.
Well, I'll just give you a taste. We got Oasis, Cardigans, you just heard there. We got Lloyd Cole. We got a bit of Pretenders coming up. Eminem, Feeder, Coldplay, all the greats.
Can I play you some Teenage Fan Club later?
Yeah. What should we have now?
Oasis.
Go on, then.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oasis and Songbird. It's a nice little ditty
It's alright, yeah.
of a
It's not too
Saturday.
bad. Yes, thank you.
XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I think we should go straight into it, Karl. I think we should do the competition. There's Karl in the corner.
It seems
Whatever.
a little premature.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I
Do you
think
reckon we
so.
save it? It's
Yeah,
so good. We
exactly.
should tease it out of
Well,
them.
it's a big thing.
It's just that I've got absolutely nothing to say.
Sure.
I haven't really.
Well, I mean, like often I know you all have spoken to Carl in the week. This week, for some reason, I've been speaking to him.
Oh right.
I spoke briefly to him about Michael Jackson and the documentary.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I thought that was extraordinary.
Amazing,
and I asked
amazing
Carl's
piece of
opinion.
work. Yeah.
And he didn't mention to me the fact that Michael Jackson likes to climb up in trees.
No.
He didn't mention anything about his bizarre relationship with children. He didn't mention anything about his obsessive billionaire spending sprees.
Right.
He didn't mention anything about the mannequins he has in his thing, or the fact that he drives around his sort of 7 hotel suites in Las Vegas in a little kind of old people's scooter. The only thing of note for Carl was he said to me, "Did you notice how big his hands are?"
I'll tell you what though, I did.
What? How you look at the man's got like a face that he's had reconstructed. Well, I can't
I
seem
know.
to say that's libelous.
Yeah,
But,
no, he hasn't.
He's got an
He's had two nose
face.
jobs. Yeah.
And
but
you're looking at his hands.
But I think it's because you look at him and he looks a bit like there's a bit of androgyny there, but it's sort of like it is quite a petite sort of old lady's face in a way. But then you see these labourers' hands come out. That's always the way with a tranny, isn't it? You know what I mean?
What, you can't accuse him of being a tranny?
No, he's not. No, he's not
What
a
are you
tranny.
saying?
No, I know he's
He's got
not.
enough issues, now you're accusing him of being a
I
tranny.
like him. I thought he came out that brilliant. I thought it was really. I really felt sorry for him. No, I think he cleared up a few things as far as I'm concerned. I thought it was a fascinating piece of work, but I did like the shopping spree. That was great.
Extraordinary, 'cause he's
just
got such
going around
bad
just
taste.
pointing. I know it was bad taste, wasn't it? It was like one of those bazaar shops. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's anything sort of a gift shop, but they're trying to make it look like Ming,
But if
and it's sprayed gold.
if he'd been living in a trailer park, he'd have been ordering, one of those porcelain dolls dressed like a Harley Davidson
I know,
bike
yeah.
rider, or an Elvis commemorative plate. It was the kind of
But-
billionaire equivalent of that.
But the hands were a giveaway. It's the same as those sort of
What do you mean the hands
transvestites.
were
Well,
good?
it's like you get
What
the.
was it about his hands? I didn't
Well,
even see
you know
his
when you
hands.
get like a cab driver or something, right? And he decides to turn transvestite about 60, and he goes on Kilroy. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
that way. He's got a twin set of pearls, and he goes, "I've never felt so comfortable." But his hands are still big. He's got a little wig, and he's got the lipstick on, and he's with his teenage kids who are going, "Kill me."
Do you think
But
he's
it's
been having surgery on his hands to make them larger?
bigger? Yeah.
Was that why he was wearing that glove through most of the
Exactly.
through the
Cause
edges,
yeah,
didn't
but
he?
I think he wants to be a goalkeeper.
Right.
And they said, well, you can't, Michael. You got a big hands.
It would help him climb the trees.
It's yeah, and he can play tennis now without a racket.
Yeah.
So,
So what did you make of it, Carl? Were you intrigued?
The Michael Jackson thing.
Oh.
It's, it was alright. But, like, that got a load of attention in the press. But the Trisha programme got nothing.
Okay.
Which, I know,
was that?
Steve called me up in the week, right? Like 10 o'clock in the morning, I was at work. And he goes, You
I should
watching
think so
Trisha?
at 10 o'clock. Should
So
think
you-
you've been
Preparing this show.
Most people go to work about 8 or 9.
Are you watching Trisha and that? I said, no, what is it? He goes, oh, you'll be loving it, right?
Freaks, was it, Help Me, My Mum's a Freak?
Siamese twins.
Right.
So I couldn't watch it, but he said, oh, it might be on again, because they repeat stuff on ITV2.
Right.
So I had my dinner late, right, instead of having it at like 1 o'clock like I normally do,
Yeah.
I had it at like 2:30,
Yeah.
sat in the office, put the telly on, ITV2, these Siamese twins.
Did it blow your mind?
It was amazing. You know, we talk about a lot of things on the show quite a lot. The Airy Kids crop up a lot.
I was waiting. It's been 10 minutes and you haven't mentioned the Airy Kid.
Right, and last week we were talking about Siamese twins, weren't
Yeah.
we? So it was weird that this programme was on, but it was amazing. I mean, what
I
did
think
you
you can't refer to them as Siamese twins. I think they're known as conjoined twins.
Why?
I think Siamese is maybe considered derogatory or as an old antiquated phrase.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's because the first famous ones were actually from Siam.
Right, but
And,
anyway.
and that doesn't exist anymore.
No,
But-
it's
So-
conjoined, Carl.
Yeah.
Get the phrase right.
But you'd think that if that's happened to you, that wouldn't be that sort of offensive. The names that you must get called.
Right. You think that's the least of your
Siamese
worries?
twins, I'd say, well, that's, yeah.
Now, were you
worries.
stunned by where they were
Just
connected?
live with it, we'd say. Right.
Because they were connected, of course, at the forehead,
Oh,
sort of, which was quite extraordinary.
God. What if one had bad breath?
That wasn't a question that Trisha asked. Annoyingly, because I know that much of the audience was thinking that.
There's a few things that didn't crop up.
What questions would you have asked of them? Because what things did you feel weren't mentioned?
I'd love to just watch Carl watching
Well,
amazing
exactly.
things.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's like early learning thing.
Mouth slightly open.
Yeah,
some
mouth
slight
open at
saliva.
dribble, looking round to see if anyone else has seen it. You know what I mean? Like when a cat sees a bird land on the balcony.
Exactly,
It can't believe it's luck.
I'd probably say, how do you buy her, like, a birthday present?
Surprise gift, yeah.
Because everything's ruined.
Sure.
Right? I'd probably ask,
Yeah.
Well, did you not think it was interesting that one of them had a boyfriend?
well, that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
But, what was the other thing that I was thinking when I was watching it? Was thinking if one got into crime and that was sent to prison,
Right.
what would happen? How would you handle that?
It's brilliant. It is brilliant. If a chimp could talk.
And, what was the other one? The other thing was, what did he talk about? Because it's not as if you can say, oh, well, guess what I did today? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Got this in pocket.
Brass in pocket, and if they're pretending to be good, they're doing a bloody good job of it. I love them. That's Ricky Gervais on XFM 104.9 with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl is still buzzing about these conjoined twins.
it's just,
One of them, of course, had to be, because one of them was sort of shorter than the other, and had to be sort of wheeled around on a kind of trolley thing
Oh,
by,
is this-
by the other. By
This
the other
isn't
twin.
Molly and Dolly, is it?
No, they're not called, one's called Reba, and
Oh.
I forget what the other one's called, Sheena maybe, or something like that. Do you remember, Carl?
no, I wasn't that impressed with the names. It's just,
Yeah. So you immediately put them out of your mind. Those are rubbish names. I'm forget, Carl, forget
Well,
them,
they-
forget them. They're gone.
Were they British or American?
Yeah, American.
Oh, because I've seen some American ones on
Well,
Jerry
bizarrely,
Springer.
one of them was apparently a country music star.
This is Molly and Dolly.
Well, they're not called
The
Molly
one that
and
joined
Dolly.
at the Oi. The one that joined
But they're
at
not.
the-
I think you've made up the Molly and
No,
Dolly.
it was on Jerry Springer. There's a little one that sits on a seat, and the other one carries it round, her round. And
They're not called Molly and Dolly.
there was something like that.
They're called. Well, we know that one of them's called Reba, and I forget the
And
other
one
one.
was a country and western singer or something.
Yeah, and one of. But she was saying, "Yeah, I've just made a movie. It's coming out shortly in theatres."
Is your
And the other
sister
one
in it?
said, yeah, and the other one said, "Oh, I'm not involved." I did. It's utterly bizarre because they live there. They work so hard to live their lives separate.
Yeah, they say it's all. Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
So,
Yeah.
you know, they try not to. So she's talking about her music career, and the other one's sort of not taking any kind of credit for it, which is nice, I
it's
suppose.
weird though, because when she was singing as well, the other one just stands there. She doesn't join in. She doesn't sort of dance.
Offer backing
or-
vocals.
Do you know what I mean? Make a group out of it.
Yeah.
A duo.
Yeah, well, but it seems like we're sort of being horrible, but we're
No,
not.
we're not.
I mean, it's a
Well,
really
no,
bad
we're
thing,
laughing
but-
at Carl's amazement at this phenomenon. Sorry, I just got to say we're not
Do you know
taking the
the
mickey.
the really weird thing about all this,
What?
right? And it's annoying because you were saying about, what should have Trisha have asked and all that.
Yeah.
But one of them mentioned that one of them was adopted, and the other one wasn't.
Don't talk rubbish.
No, seriously. I didn't understand it, right?
Of course you didn't.
And then Trisha sort of said, well, let's have a chat, and they were like, no, I don't want to go into that.
What do you mean one was adopted and
That's
one
what he
was...
said, one of them... don't quiz me on it, but that's what was said.
Hello there, Hello there, I'm a multi-millionaire,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've just seen your orphanage.
Oh,
I'd
yeah, it's
love
lovely,
to
isn't
adopt
it?
one of your children.
You'd like to adopt one?
I'd love to adopt a children, because I've got
Brilliant.
loads from around the world, so I'd love
Yeah.
to adopt one. I'd give you $10,000 towards your, your orphanage.
we'll speed it through then, yeah,
Brilliant,
yeah.
okay.
We've actually got 2 left.
I
so-
only need one. I'm only interested
Right.
in one. Yeah, I don't need
Okay.
any more. Don't need any
They're
more.
sisters, they're...
I know it would be tragedy to break them up, but I really only need one.
Now, break it up, there's the rub, you see.
Sure,
because,
sure. Just need the one. There's $10,000 now. You can have that. I'll sign it now, but I don't want to discuss it further.
I'll bring her around,
Brilliant, brilliant.
Okay, ding dong.
Hi, yeah, brilliant. You brought my kid round.
Yeah, there she is there.
That's a joy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just standing next to a bush.
Yeah, do you want to, can you bring her out towards
No,
me? It's like,
there's nothing behind the bush, so you just want...
I just want to be able to walk 360 degrees round her.
Do you want her or not?
Yes, I can't believe it! What's that little trolley? She's talented.
Oh, dear.
You're talking nonsense, Carl.
Well, whatever.
These ideas are nightmares to white parents whose worst fear was a child with dyed hair and who likes staring.
Feeder. That's it, just the way I'm feeling. XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. It's time for the newest quiz in town. This is where Karl inserts himself into a seminal film. Last week, it was the little kid in Sixth Sense. You remember? To great acclaim. The critics loved it. They said a triumph. This week, he's fiddled with The Graduate. This is the scene where, of course, he goes upstairs to the hotel room, and it's on the cards. She's a dead cert, Mrs. Robinson.
Well,
Here we go then. So, are you ready for it? I've brought some condoms from home that Suzanne got for Christmas.
Benjamin,
What?
will you bring me a hanger?
A what?
A hanger.
Tell you what, I've got wood.
What?
Just saying, I've got wood. I've got metal ones as well. What sort do you want?
Either one would be fine.
All right. There you go.
Are you afraid of me?
No. No, I've seen weirder things than you. Have I ever told you about the 2 lads I went to school with who had big heads? Webbed fingers as well, but not related, and weren't mates, but both had the same thing, which is a bit weird. Yeah, I've never found out what was wrong with them.
Can I ask you a personal question?
As long as it's not about my head being round, because Ricky's always going on about that. He's saying I've got a round head.
Well, you can admit that, can't you?
No, it's. I'd say it's a normal sort of shape. It's just round.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, but what do you mean? So is yours. Head should be
It's
round.
nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed. It's just a normal shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you can talk. Look at your saggy arse. Anyway, get your knickers off.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to
Oh, that was a joy.
Oh, dear.
It was an absolute treat. Now, I should say that obviously the prize is a copy of The Graduate. Now, bear in mind that XFM is giving away these prizes.
Yeah.
Carl is so cheap that he wouldn't even buy it on DVD. He's bought it for $6.99 on VHS. It'll be panned and scanned. It won't be widescreen. There's none of the extra features that you get on the DVD.
Oh, look
how
at
cheap he-
Carl's face, he's gutted.
Carl, did you pocket the rest of the cash?
No, I have to use my own money to buy these, right?
What, you're using your own money to give this stuff away?
Yeah. So I had to go and buy that.
XFM is so cheap, I'm
I know.
stunned.
Right,
I know.
and it's not worth having it on DVD, is it? 'Cause
Why
it's
not?
It's an old film, so. So the quality is set, do you know what I mean? They can't really tidy it up. 'Cause
Of course they can. They do it from a print. They don't do it from the video. They don't get the video and go, let's make it into a DVD.
An old Betamax copy that someone had knocking about. Well, anyway, you
it's the
can.
same film, though, isn't it?
Fine, okay, well,
yeah,
you're right,
it is
yeah.
the same
But anyway,
film, yeah.
you can win $6.99's worth of The Graduate. The question, and it's email only, Steve, it's not Steve, it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. The question is, name the actor that Karl was taking the place of in the film, and of course the actress that he's performing opposite. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Lovely.
Do you want to play something from the...
I would love to.
It would seem appropriate.
Yeah?
Hello, darkness, my
Dear Mr. Simon and Mr. Garfunkel, please, let's not have the sound of silence. Let's have some more beautiful music. Get back together, please, quickly. It's XFM.
I think you should do every single link like that. Brilliant, it's the best bit of the show.
That's on XFM 104.9.
Are we
Well,
going to
there
have
you
time
go.
to play the clip again before, I don't know, before 2 o'clock, let's say?
Are people not listening to the question? Is that what you're...
Some people are not listening to the question.
Oh, dear. Okay, we'll play it again at about 2 then.
And personally, any excuse to hear it again, because I thought it was a treat.
I think Karl should go out and get the DVD.
I think it's embarrassing to give away the
Yeah,
the
you have to
VHS.
get it. You have to go out and buy the DVD later.
Karl, on the DVD, it's got a booklet, it's got an audio commentary, it's got behind-the-scenes features, and it's got this pristine widescreen version of the film. You've got some cheap $6.99 version.
Yeah, and
on
so
VHS.
because you were being mean, because it was your own money, you're gonna have to waste that now because
Yeah.
no one wants it. So it's gonna cost you twice as much as it would have done if you just got the DVD the first time round.
A valuable lesson learned.
Yeah.
Have I rewound it?
There's a penalty if you've not. No, you haven't rewound it.
Go and get the DVD later. They're gonna win a DVD.
No, I looked at the DVD and it was 18 quid. I'm
Go
not
and
paying
get
18
it
quid for
and claim it back.
No, you've got to wait
What a
ages.
cheap station this is.
It's outrageous.
I mean,
Well, do you want to go on with the other prizes with what we're giving away later?
What is this for Rockbusters?
Well,
we
it's-
don't give away prizes, we throw away prizes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cleaning out
Yeah.
out some drawers in XFM.
Go on.
I'm just having a quick look through before I...
Because we've sort of revamped Rockbusters a bit. There's that extra bit in it now, isn't there? That audio bit.
You're selling it, your big sell.
Oh, we're
There's a
not going
DVD
straight
there.
into that yet, though.
There's a
Oh,
DVD.
yeah.
There's a DVD there. What's that?
I'll go through them later, Rick. I just need to absorb it. Don't
So-
get excited, mate.
So, who did Karl play in the clip? What actor's place did he take, and what actress played opposite him? That's ricky.gervais.
At xfm.co.uk.
Sure.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Is that it then?
What we
Just,
got coming up? We've got
play a
some
bit- Play a bit of Coldplay.
Let's have
bit
it.
of Coldplay, be right? Pan and scanned.
I've bought it now. That's what they're getting. Right.
He's put a downer on it. All the work, you know, that went into that, and then just gonna fob them off with a bit of old celluloid like that.
Right, listen, still to come, right? We've got the monkeys thing.
Oh, chimpanzee that!
And when I was out last Sunday, right, at Johnny's birthday party,
Yeah.
Steve was there.
Yeah.
Got talking about stuff. And a debate that we didn't really finish cropped up.
It blew your mind, didn't it?
Amazing.
Oh, I know about this. Steve told me. This is the infinite amount of monkeys. Or a monkey with a typewriter and an infinite amount of time would eventually come up with the works of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
There was no debate. It's a philosophical, mathematical problem. There's no debate. It's true.
It wouldn't happen.
No, listen, Karl, listen. Infinity sorts it all out for you, right? An infinite amount of monkeys at a typewriter, right? They do everything. They type everything. Infinity just sorts it all out for you. There's no getting to it and they're going, oh well, let's have a look what they've done. This one's come close. It did Romeo and Juliet. It would do it all. It would type everything ever possible, conceivable.
Yeah, but
It's a mathematical thing.
Well,
Infinity
we've
sort-
heard your side of the argument, Rick. And I'll be honest with you, it's a persuasive one. But let's hear Karl, because he
Yeah.
heard about this in a pub last week.
Yeah,
so
what's
he's
your
got some
problem?
strong
What's your
ideas
problem with
himself.
it? What's your problem with it?
well, first of all, right, you're saying it's a load of monkeys. It's not just one monkey.
It depends.
That can live forever.
No, wait. It's either a chimpanzee with a typewriter with an infinite amount of time. He would eventually, by definition, mathematically type everything ever possible, okay? Or it's an infinite amount of, chimps with typewriters, and one of them will type it first time.
But already that's sort of, that's not right. You either need to have
What do
one
you mean?
monkey.
What? You mean
let's hear his
employment
point.
laws?
He
What do you mean
can't-
it's not right?
Let's hear him out.
Okay.
If it's one monkey
Yeah.
with a typewriter that's got loads of ink in it and that, right? At least it knows what it's done in the past.
It's not.
Keep going.
Cry.
If you've got a load of monkeys, it's like if you have too many. What's that saying about too many chefs?
Too many
spoil-
chimps spoil the soup.
Right. Well, it's the same thing. It's like, well, I didn't tell you to put salt in it. I was going to put salt in it, and it messes it up. Whereas if it's just one, they know what's gone on. So what I'm saying is,
honestly,
leave him go.
I can't be bothered,
I want
Steve.
to hear- I want to hear the rest.
This blows my mind. He doesn't know what this does to me. It's a mathematical
I
problem.
want to hear the rest.
well, it's just I just don't think it will happen.
What
I
do you mean you don't think it'll happen? Infinity works it out for you, by definition.
Well, what's stopping them typing the same thing again?
They would. In fact, the problem should be, if you had an infinite amount of time, that it would type, that works for Shakespeare an infinite amount of times, and everything else an infinite amount of times. But, you know, that's not as...
But not Shakespeare.
Oh! Shut up! You
know-
idiot!
Rick, do you know what he said to me? I said to him, I explained it to him. I said,
God.
you've got an infinite number of monkeys, infinite number of typewriters. They will type the complete works of Shakespeare. He said, have they read Shakespeare?
You're an idiot! Play a
I said
record,
no.
'cause I'm not having this
They're not
conversation.
doing it from
I'm not
memory.
having it, because it really, really winds me up.
But you're saying they'll do it with no spelling errors.
Well, they do it an infinite amount of times. And they do it wrong an infinite amount of times. And they spell, the last full stop, wrong an infinite amount of times. And they get one thing wrong in Hamlet wrong an infinite amount of times. They do everything an infinite amount of times.
But are they going off a story that they've
Play a record, Carl, because I'm gonna knock you out!
I'm just saying,
Shut up!
do they know the story?
Oh,
They're monkeys!
Oh, Christ.
No,
Right, okay. Lloyd Cole. She's a girl and I'm a man. Good that, innit? On
very good.
XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
As
Yeah.
ever, Rick, there's always someone who steps in to defend Carl.
Okay, what is the defence? What is the defence?
Here's an email from Scott Coomer. He says, Carl is actually right. I've got an A-level in statistics and probability. It doesn't matter how long they have and how many monkeys you have. You cannot guarantee they would type the complete works of Shakespeare. Infinity makes it probable they would get it right, but not definite.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, you weren't saying, Carl. You don't understand it. Infinity sort of sorts it out. That if they do anything, they nearly do everything, won't they?
No, I mean they'll give it a good shot. and that.
No, that's not the point. But the
I'd
point
be
is this.
surprised if they did one page right.
Right, listen. It's not to do with consciousness. It's not to do with them aiming.
They are
It's-
just bashing away at the keyboard.
It's like they're used to show that there isn't consciousness. They chose the chimpanzee because it can type, presumably, hit the keyboard.
It's because they hadn't come across you at the time.
Yeah. It's to take out thought out of it. It's to take out reason and trying, right? It's just random. They're saying that if you typed enough things, if the computer was left out typing everything, if you left it for an infinite amount of time, and they chose Shakespeare because there is meaning behind it, and it's difficult to get it exactly right, to show you that Infinity would come up with it's not just Shakespeare, it's every novel. It's everything.
Fairly eloquent there from Gervais. A quick riposte, please, from Karl Pilkington.
No, I'm just saying, what I don't understand, if it hasn't read it, then how does it know where it's going?
Listen, right, listen, right,
Can I just
explain to people, right, some people have said, oh, why are you cruel to Carl? He drives me mental with things like that. What do you mean, well?
Let me just
do my
you just
heading.
take a breather.
How do I do your heading?
He keeps coming in the week. You know that I work here properly, in the week, don't I? Yeah. I've got a proper job, yeah?
Yeah.
Should be 9 to 5, but I normally get in at about 8 o'clock and work
A lot
till
of people
about
getting
8.
8 o'clock.
Working hard, trying to do my job. 3 times this week, I've been rushing around, I walked past my little studio. He's sat in there, alright? Now, because I've got this sort of job, I can get away with it. I said to him, if I was a doctor... would he keep coming to me practice?
If you were a doctor, there'd be severe problems with the NHS.
Oh, imagine that.
The standards would have lowered so much
We
to
go
if
to
you
lunch.
can arrive at the hospital, you're a
Well,
doctor.
pop in, I'll go to lunch, don't we? We have a little lunch break, don't we? I go, come on, let's go now. He goes, I'm busy. I go, come on, let's go now. He's going, oh, you're doing me head in.
Well, when I was talking about the monkey conundrum with Karl, he said to me, right, if I had a day off work, and I was, say, watching the TV, and with one hand I was typing a typewriter, would I type Shakespeare? I mean...
Yeah, but you see, there's certain things. We were talking a little bit about this stuff the other week, weren't we? When we said you were going on about Einstein, and I said he's not that good. You know, E equals MC squared. You know, it sounds good, but I've never used it. And that. Right?
I've never used it. You haven't used 2 and 2 equals 4, Carl.
The fella with an apple fell on his head. You know, it could have been anyone sat under that tree. Do you know what I mean? It's just annoying.
Lucky. And
It just happened to be a genius.
Newton gets all the credit
No, do you know
for
what
his
I mean?
laws of the universe.
Well, other people were working whilst he was having a lunch break under the tree.
Okay.
So in a way, it's like he didn't deserve to have that success story.
Again, forget the apple and the tree and whether he was sitting down having a lunch break. It's totally irrelevant.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's certain things that will just happen. You know, it's like, I think we were talking, when we were out eating the other week, we were talking about Noel Gallagher.
Well, this is reason the monkey discussion came up, right? We were... Noel Gallagher...
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Rick, I don't want to misquote
I'm
Noel.
like Herbert Lom in Clouseau. I'm going to get a twitch whenever he opens his mouth. I don't know where to start with some of his statements.
Well, as I say, this discussion began because we were talking about a quote that Noel Gallagher supposedly gave. Now, I don't want to misquote Gallagher, but the gist of it was that he said, had I written Wonderwall or whatever, instead of the Beatles writing Strawberry Fields or whatever, I'd be the one that was considered the great songwriter and it wouldn't be the Beatles. You know, it's just the fact that they came first that meant that they get all the credit as being the greatest band in
I
the
don't know where
world.
to start with that statement either.
I mean, that's Gallagher's thing, and he's, you know, well, whatever. We know what we think of that. What was your point, Carl? You agreed with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I reckon, right? Do you know we've talked about putting a baby in a room before and it'll know what colour it is and stuff? If you've got a room that's painted red, right? But forget that, because that's going to confuse
Hear him out.
Listen to me. Say if they did some new TV show, right? Like, what's that film with Jim Carrey in where
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show, right? So they make up a little room, and some woman has some kids, and you say, right, let's put the kids in this room, and they don't know what's going on outside. They don't know anything about, like, EastEnders and that. It's like their little world, right? They don't know anything that's gone on.
How could a child survive without EastEnders?
Right, listen. So, you sat in the room, right? And then, when they're all asleep... Right,
Wait for this bit.
someone
Have you heard this?
Yeah,
bit?
wait for this bit. They're all in a room.
Yeah.
They're asleep.
Someone pops in, puts a guitar next to the bed, right? Nips off out again. They wake up in the morning, and one of them goes, "What's this?" They don't even know it's a guitar because they've never seen one, right?
They're talking English though.
Yeah.
We just left guitar out of the vocabulary.
Right. So
There's plenty more to come.
one of them will pick it up, and they'll go, "I don't know what it is," and they'll start strumming. They'll go, "That sounds good, doesn't it?" Give them a few weeks, they could come up with Hey Jude. Whereas, typing Shakespeare, a monkey that can't even spell,
I see that.
you can't answer it. Can't
I
answer
might
it.
come with you, Rick, if that's alright.
we've got to sort out that Christmas special as well.
Yeah, no, sure.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
I'm shooting off then as well.
Cheers, pal. Flaming Lips, Yoshimi battles the Pink Robots on XFM 104.9.
Before the ad break, Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle.
Great track.
Lovely to hear that.
Brilliant track. We're not scared of playing that sort of stuff, are we?
Indeed.
We've got some great... I think we're underestimated here. People think we're just like, you know, two guys and a buffoon in a room. But we're so much more than that. We try and put together a whole package for them, don't we? For their Saturday afternoon listening pleasure.
If there was an infinite number of us three in an infinite number of studios, broadcasting for an infinite number of shows, would we ever do anything half decent?
Yeah, we eventually...
Would we ultimately come up with something quite good?
What was that email that you were laughing at?
I can't, it's too rude.
What does it say?
It's too nasty.
Oh, go on, give me the gist of it.
The gist of it was that it would mean that if there was that infinite number of monkeys, eventually, besides the fact that they would type the complete works of Shakespeare, they would also type the sentence, Karl Pilkington is a genius. But the email also said it would also type, Ricky Gervais is I can't say the word, but,
I know.
yeah.
But the number of times they type it and write, Karl Pilkington is a genius, and Ricky Gervais is a cund.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be there a lot.
Yeah.
Before we carry on with anything, I should just tell you, we're on the subject of emails. There's one emailer we're always looking forward to hearing from.
Dickers!
Richie Anderson!
Dicky Docky Doo!
Richard Anderson, thanks for emailing.
He's my biggest fan.
He's
now.
one of the biggest
he
fans.
Absolutely loves me.
But not afraid to offer some constructive criticism.
Go on,
That's the
what's he
great
said?
thing about Dickie. And from Anders this week, he says, Ricky, I'm lazy, I talk nonsense, I'm badly organised, and I believe in ghosts. Can I have a job working on your show? Possibly, Anders. Maybe send in a CV. Or email a CV.
He's put a little bit of all of us in that, hasn't he? Oh, I'll ask you if he's a goggle-eyed freak, Steve.
Alright, calm down.
Well, no, I didn't mean
there's no need to get insulted.
No, I didn't
No need to
necessarily
get
mean
nasty.
you,
No
did
need
I?
to get nasty.
Well,
Also, I was thinking about that, actually, Steve.
Oh, God.
Just talking of the old,
What?
What?
Talking to the what?
No. Do you know, like...
This better be good.
No, you don't have that many girlfriends and that.
what do you mean?
Carl, why are we on this? I was defending you in the whole monkey discussion. Come on, what's your point?
no,
What's your point?
we'll
What's your point?
No, what's the point? What's the point?
I just was thinking...
If there was an infinite number of Steves?
You're an odd-looking fella.
Come on, Carl, get to the...
No, you know
cut
I
to
know
the quick.
that. I've told you that
Cut
loads
to
of
the quick.
times.
What do you mean, you know I know that?
Well, there's no point pretending anymore.
Steve, I'm flabbergasted.
But also, you don't like spending money, right?
He's mean and weird looking.
Valentine's Day. Are you sort of, you know...
You've got to love him now, haven't you?
What are you happier with? The fact that no girls like you enough, right?
This is really mental.
Or are you happy because you don't have to spend any money on a card for someone?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Right, let's have more monkey news. What have we got?
No, we've got
We've got so much to get into this show. Insults.
We don't need
stupidity.
the insults. I think we've got enough. We don't need the
Yeah,
insults.
there's no more insults. No more
What
insults.
angers me with Carl is you know he's been planning that.
No, I haven't. I was thinking about it on the way in because Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm not a big fan of it. Right?
Condoms?
You bought your girlfriend a box of condoms for Christmas. I don't think you can have a go at me. To be fair.
No, but I don't just treat her on Valentine's. I'm always... Do you know what I mean?
You don't even treat her on Valentine's. You don't even treat her at Christmas or on her
Hang
birthday.
on.
When do you treat her?
Hang on a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute there. Oh, why I order.
her out. Took her out
Wait
last
a
night.
minute. What was that? Tiffany Dog.
I treat your girlfriend better than you, and I've only met her twice.
I took her out last night and she enjoyed herself.
Where'd you go?
Until she had to write the cheque.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
To a chippy. A really...
Play a record!
To a chippy?
No, a quality one.
Right.
Oh, God!
Under a fiver for two.
Oh,
cod
nice
lots.
wrapping. Not newspaper, greaseproof paper.
And bread.
And bread. Ash, and sometimes on XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Right.
We've got so much to get through. Alright. London's shit, innit? Sorry. Shouldn't swear on air my studio.
Never swear on an on-air studio.
Yeah. Apologies. It's not really swearing, is it? I'll tell you what swearing is. Oh. Yeah, Graduate. You're gonna play that again and give a winner. Give a winner.
Well, let's hear it. So it's Karl Pilkington featuring in The Graduate.
Yeah.
Well,
Here we go then. So, you ready for it? I've brought some condoms from home that Suzanne got for Christmas.
Benjamin,
What?
will you bring me a hanger?
A what?
A hanger.
Tell you what, I've got wood.
What?
Just saying, I've got wood. I've got metal ones as well. What sort do you want?
Either one would be fine.
All right. There you go.
Are you afraid of me?
No. No, I've seen weirder things than you. Have they ever told you about the two lads I went to school with who had big heads? Webbed fingers as well. Not related, and weren't mates, but both had the same thing, which is a bit weird. Yeah, I'd never found out what was wrong with them.
Can I ask you a personal question?
As long as it's not about my head being round, because Ricky's always going on about that. He's saying I've got a round head.
Well, you can admit that, can't you?
No, it's. I'd say it's a normal sort of shape. It's just round.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, but what do you mean? So is yours. Heads should be round.
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed. It's just a normal shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you can talk. Look at your saggy arse. Anyway, get your knickers off.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh dear.
A classic, an Oscar-winning classic.
Oh, Karl Pilkington in The Graduate. But what was the question, Steve?
The question was, which actor was Karl Pilkington taking the role of?
Well,
and
that's easy.
which
Everyone knows
actress
that.
was he performing opposite?
I know that.
And the answer's Ricky?
Hoffman
Mm-hmm.
and Bancroft.
Anne Bancroft, Dustin Hoffman, and the $6.99 VHS cassette is going to Laura Gomez because she says that she'd be happy with the VHS, not the DVD. So, best of luck to her. I hope she enjoys that.
All right.
Yeah.
What we do next week?
I've got loads of.
I quite like hearing Karl in a sort of seductive environment. It gives you another insight into him. It gives you another dimension.
I know. E.T. it is then. So, it was just like, Rocky or something.
Shall we have a wrap-off maybe next week?
Yeah,
The three
yeah.
of us.
Yeah. Let's try and master the art of talking
Yeah, I see what you
civilly
mean.
to each other first before we start making it rhyme. Oh, dear.
Rockbusters, Karl?
Yeah.
I'm not a champion of Rockbusters, as you know, but I think it's overstayed its welcome. But I'm willing to go
Well, I
along
think
with
Karl's just giving the fans what they want here.
it. Okay.
It's a popular thing, isn't it?
Got some good prizes.
The press
Well-
are behind it.
Let me tell you what the prizes are. It's a dance music compilation, Cream Trance Anthems 2003. I've been
Brilliant.
playing a lot of trance on this
Well,
station.
I put that on quite a lot and danced to it
Exactly.
myself.
There's the original motion picture soundtrack to the forthcoming film adaptation. When you've seen the film, I'm sure that will mean more to you.
You
But it's
like
a
that,
good-
don't you?
It's a good movie, yeah. Nicolas Cage
I haven't
playing
seen
himself
it.
and a twin brother. And it's written by it's directed by Spike Jonze.
Joined at the, what?
No, they're not joined at the hip at all, or at the face. And we've also got the best one-hit wonders album in the world ever. What have we got on there? We've got things like The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, brilliant.
Nana, 99 Red Balloons.
The Rembrandt. In fact, it kicks off with Nana.
Sure.
That's followed up by I'll Be There For You, the theme from Friends by the Rembrandts.
Yeah.
And of course, Breakfast at Tiffany's by Deep Blue Something.
Brilliant. Deep Blue Something. Is
What
that the
happened
worst
to
name
them?
ever?
I think it possibly is.
No, Sixpence None the Richer.
Sixpence None the Richer
That's
is
a
quite
pretty bad name.
Okay, again, I know we've got a lot of chill-out fans who listen to us, so the best chill-out album ever.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, of course, all these prizes collated by Karl from, I guess, people's drawers.
Yeah,
maybe their
looking in the
bags.
drawer, looking in the drawer.
Oh, dearie me.
What is it?
The only thing probably worth having is I mean, it's topical, if nothing else, Karl. A 7-inch by the White Stripes. Merry Christmas from the White Stripes. That was their exclusive
Brilliant.
Christmas single. So if
So
you
that's early, isn't it? That's
It's
you
worth
get that.
something. It is worth
A lot of people have got to wait 11 months before that's released. Or is it last Christmases?
Exactly. And I have never heard of this DVD.
Go on.
I like to think of myself as being fairly familiar with TV and films, but I have never heard of Stephen King's Rose Red. Welcome
On
to
DVD.
a place evil calls home. And it's on DVD, it's certificate 12, so don't imagine anything too shocking. And it looks appalling. Is Rose Red Mansion truly haunted? To find out, Professor...
Okay, we've got the gist of it. They're
It's a
not
living
very
place
good
of death.
prizes. They're cobbled together, but if you've got nothing better to do, call in if you know the answers to these clues. It's Rockbusters.
Let's not let
Right,
them call
so
in, Rick.
I
Please don't
give
let
you-
these people call in.
I
No,
give you
no,
some,
they're not calling in. It's email only. Carl, don't interrupt me.
I'm just
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Email only. I can't stress that enough.
We just don't want to speak to you people.
Right, go on.
right. So I give some initials out and a cryptic clue, and it makes up the answer on that.
Well, sometimes it does, yeah. Go on.
There's two of them. There's a new aspects which I'll explain about in a minute.
Oh,
so the first one is cryptic clue is, well, if he would have been wearing an helmet, it would have been all right. And the initial there is B, right? So, well, if he would have been wearing an helmet, it would have been all right. That's B, right? Band or an artist. Second one, why are them Jamaican fellas swinging fish around their head?
Okay.
Alright,
It
initials
just fills me with... oh.
DS. Why them Jamaican men swinging fish round their head? Alright? And the final bit to Rockbusters. It's a new bit. Last week I played you this.
Look at his face, goes along with it.
That's someone beating up a dog. That was Smack My Bitch Up, right? So, here's some sound effects and that, and they make up a song.
I could listen to him talk
Hang on,
all day.
let's have a listen to the effects.
That's terrifying.
Right, I told you not to play that one, it's rubbish. No one will get that.
Well, we'll see.
I heard that a couple of weeks ago, so one thing, I said it's rubbish, no one will get it.
No, it's not the one you think it is. Ah, right. So, email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and you win that stuff.
I'm a little bit confused. I'm here. I've heard what you're saying. We've discussed this in the past. I don't know what's happening.
What's that? Is that a clue? That's a cryptic clue, that screaming to a song, is it?
To do with screaming.
Well, don't say it!
So
It should stand up by itself. Don't give him any clue.
Hang on a sec. So this is the name of a song. It's not a band or an artist.
Yeah,
the sound
that's
effect.
So
a
the
song.
first two are bands or artists, and the last one is the name of a song.
I said we should abandon this. I said we should just pack it in.
What, the show?
Yes. Come on,
Placebo.
someone talk.
I'm looking at his face, his headphones are too loud. Instead of turning them down, he's just grimacing, going, these are too loud. I don't understand it. Yeah, how have you lived this long? How did you make it to 30 without getting squashed or eating something deadly poisonous?
I told you, I used to choke a lot.
We've had an email from,
Placebo, the bitter end.
we've had an email from Andrew Forrest, who has just simply entitled it, Karl Pilkington. Oh, Karl Pilkington.
What do you think of that?
That's got to be your new name from now on.
Oh.
I had a mate who used to use it.
What,
He used to call you that?
Yeah.
Was that your nickname at school, Pilkington?
No, it's not my nickname.
It is now.
No, it's not.
It is now.
Pilkington.
Pilkington.
Oi, Pilkington.
Oi, Pilkington.
Pilkington, do
Oi,
my homework.
where do you
Actually,
live? Where do you come from? Pilkington?
No, there's this lad who called Mark, right, who used to go to school with, who used to call me that. And his mum, right, was like obsessed with cleaning. And I was never allowed in their flat.
He makes the place look untidy.
So she used to, I don't know if it was just me or all his mates, but I used to turn up and she goes, yeah, he is in, but you know what you've got to do? And I used to have to go round the side of his flat, and he had a computer, right, which I used to play. I didn't have one at that point, but he had one. And I used to have to go round the side of the flat and stand at his bedroom window with his window open, and I'd be sort of leaning in playing the game.
You are joking.
I'm not, his mum-
You had the weirdest upbringing I've ever heard. The things you were willing to do. It's the strangest. What is this town like?
No, I stopped going once
Was
I
there
got my
always
own.
music? Like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There's the horse in the house there. Oh, look at these two kids with big heads and webbed feet. All right, Ronnie. All right, Reggie. What was
it
it
was-
like?
She was
it
obsessed.
is like you've grown up in a cartoon made for children.
Yeah.
No, his mum was really obsessed with cleaning. When
Can I play through his window?
I used to,
Put these
Mrs.
marigolds on.
Ramsbottom, can I play through Mark's window? Aye, you know what you have to do.
she used to be up till about
Is
3
that
in the morning.
Pilkington again?
What
Have you washed your hands?
What up till 3 in the morning?
She
Washing.
used to be up doing the tiles in the kitchen
Washing until 3 in the morning?
at 3 in the morning. And for ages and ages, that's saying that out on the tiles, I used to think that came from, like, his mum. Because she was out, like, cleaning them late. So, till I was about 13, I thought that saying, out late, on the tiles,
Yeah.
was,
And now you're not confused by anything.
well...
There's no misunderstandings in your life now, is there?
So what he was allowed to walk in and out of the house, was
No,
he?
he was alright, and he used to come round to ours a lot, and my mum used to get these pies from Hagenbach's, right? So,
I don't know what that is.
it's at that bakery where they used to chuck the cakes out the back,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you about.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
when
used to
you
come
at
round.
6, you at 6.
He loved it, but I could never go round to theirs, or if I did, it was like, well, yeah, he is in, and I'd go, alright, and then I'd walk round the side of the flat. stand outside
Why did you ever knock at the door? Why don't you just go around and knock on the window?
just to check he's in, because he wasn't always in his room. If
You
he
say
was
it
in
was
the
a-
lounge, he'd have to go to his bedroom, and then that's
You
where
say
To
he would
meet
check.
you. This is the strangest. And you'd play a computer game through the window.
You say it was a flat. It wasn't like a 5th story one, and you had to get in one of those kind of cleaning contraptions and,
Well,
like,
it's-
winch your way up.
On the
I
first
love the
floor.
idea of that.
So,
Oh, Pilkington.
so,
Right, we're done. What?
so
What's
he's
this? What,
gone.
have you got me any chimpanzee that?
We've
or
got monkey news still to cram in the next. Like,
Let's do monkey
25
news now.
minutes.
I need some monkey
no,
news.
I think we've done enough here, right?
What do you mean? I think we've done enough here.
We'll play a little song, eh?
What? Play the verve.
All right.
Eh?
Go on. He's getting all stressed because I screamed.
Sparky's Dream, Teenage Fan Club. I'll tell you, I'm sick of the screaming, Rick. I'm sick of that. I mean, no wonder Carl hates you, and that is the word I don't use often, but he does, and I've spoken to him in the past, and he loathes you.
Monkey news.
Give us one of the screams so the audience at home gets a taste of it. I'm taking my headphones off.
No,
and
I'm not
stepping
going to
away.
scream.
Go on, let's see what.
Right,
that
come
wasn't
on.
what you were doing.
Was it worse than that?
Yes!
Right, come on, monkey news.
It's not called
we're
monkey news. It's not called monkey news.
Chimpanzee, we're not going to pack all the monkey stuff in. We've got a quarter of an hour. What other show can say that? We've got to hurry up, we're not going to pack in all the monkey news.
We've got 15 minutes, but we can't get all the monkey information in.
Right, come on.
Well, you're gonna love this one,
Go on.
Let's
Is
have,
there...
let's have the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that!
right? I don't know how recent this was,
Oh, God. 17th century?
but it happened in Hackney, right? If you're outside London, that's in a place in London. And it's this monkey that's going about Hackney, nicking DVDs.
Even the monkey didn't go for videos. Even the monkey knew. Well, there's no point in getting on VHS.
The Grudge on VHS.
You're having a... Throw it back.
Right, and there's a girl called Lisa who works in our office here, right, and I mentioned it to her because she lives in Hackney. I said, you familiar with this? And she said, oh, I remember something about it, which annoyed me. The fact that a monkey's running riot, but she didn't know the full story, and she lives there.
What do you mean a monkey? Do you mean a chimpanzee? Or a monkey?
I don't know, is there a zoo in Hackney? Is there a zoo there? I don't know what sort it was, but it was like...
Is there a zoo in Hackney?
I don't know, that's what I was asking.
Right, get on with the story.
So anyway, yeah, it's been robbing stuff, and the other bit that really puzzled me, right, is the fact that
And you're not easily puzzled by monkey news?
they took fingerprints. What do you think about that?
Well, they took fingerprints, presumably because they didn't know it was a monkey to start with.
No, they did. They saw it, nicking stuff, and they said, get fingerprints. So that means there's more than just one doing it.
I'm gonna have a heart
He had to fax them to Interpol.
Yeah. We know that is. Yeah. It's Brian the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I
that's-
don't understand. He was stealing DVDs, specifically DVDs.
DVDs, I think it said watches and stuff.
What, breaking into homes?
Yeah, in Hackney. Maybe.
Are you sure it wasn't a kid with a mask on?
No, seriously.
How was he breaking into homes?
They're good,
Up
aren't
the
they?
drain pipe. They're good, aren't they? They're good, aren't they?
But how would they do
So
that?
is that the news?
Well, how much do you want
Is that monkey news?
for this week?
Well, I don't know that it's true. Again, I've got the things.
There was other stuff. There was another story that I found about a monkey, but I would like to know from someone if in Hackney if do you know what I mean? And I missed that one on Crime Watch, which would have been good, right? But there was another story about one that kept getting on buses, not paying its fare, and just sat in a corner reading the paper.
Reading the paper, Carl. You're an idiot.
But that wasn't in London.
You're an idiot.
That was in America.
It wouldn't read the
somewhere.
paper. Why would it read the paper?
Because it was its way of sort of going, oh well, if I'm reading something, maybe the inspector.
Oh,
The
Carl.
inspector won't notice my hairy hands.
Oh, Carl, you're such a fool.
Well,
Pilkington. Carl
Carl, we've just had a
Pilkington.
news flash that an infinite number of monkeys in Hackney are nicking an infinite number of typewriters.
Yeah.
We don't
No.
know what for. At this stage, we've got no more information.
And they've taken back an infinite amount of graduate on video. That this is rubbish. Supergrass, seen the light. I just think of people, sort of, of a Saturday, going, you coming shopping? I go, I can't, I'm listening to, XFM, there might be some monkey news. And they waited 2 hours for that. What sort of a show has a feature called Monkey News?
Well, I have to say, the monkey story has been corroborated.
Which one?
Well, this one, it says, police in Britain this week are on the lookout for a very different kind of burglar. A chimpanzee who has been sighted breaking into a house in Hackney, stealing a mobile phone and leaving. The chimp is also the prime suspect in a break and entry in a nearby house where part of a radio was taken. One policeman stated that it might have been trained to steal, but a monkey's not going to think, that's a mobile phone, I'll just have that.
Look at Carl's face.
Yeah. Fact. That's fact.
So, Rockbusters then.
Yeah.
Get these out of the way, we're running out of time now.
I have to say now that we've had no answers that have attempted even to guess all three.
Right, you see, that's because you're an idiot. Right, okay, right, do the questions and the answers, and, if I think that it's either too hard or ungettable because it's stupid, we're binning it.
Alright.
I thought we'd already been. I'm annoyed that.
Right, come on, do it quickly.
The first one was, well, if he would have been wearing an helmet, he would have been alright.
Right, what's the answer?
That was B.
What's the answer?
Busted.
Right, that works, alright.
Busted, that's fair enough.
Did anyone get that? I assume some people got...
No. People have given up, Rick. People aren't even bothering to contribute.
Right, what's the next one?
They've just ignored it like it never happened.
Busted.
Second
Busted.
one.
Busted.
Why are them Jamaican men swinging fish around their head?
Go on.
That was DS.
Yeah.
70s band, Trout Spinners.
The Detroit Spinners have become the D-Trout Spinners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. And then the final bit, I'll play you some effects. They
Let's
went
hear
like
this.
this.
Let's hear this. It's terrifying, Carl. It's sinister.
Well, what's happened there? What was happening?
No, what's the answer?
That was, Born Slippy. The woman was having a baby, the doctor tried to grab it, it fell onto the floor.
That's in your head, Carl.
That's just a load of screams.
That's in your head.
Oh.
Do you know what? I haven't even got onto Born Slippy. I'm still on the Trout Spinners.
Well, let's put a song, that's it.
I don't know what to say.
Steve, a song for the
ladies, surely.
Did anyone get any of those?
Let's end with Nick Drake and the beautiful Riverman, and we'll see you next week, and hopefully Rockbusters will be
Trout Spinners.
ditched.
Trout Spinners.
Well, don't keep saying it. With me, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, we have got a great show lined up for you.
Absolutely.
Today it's just, Valentine's weekend, some love songs, we've got some chat, and of course the competitions. I'll tell you what, I was walking here today, and the West End is crammed. There's helicopters, there's police, there's about 1 million people sort of just milling around, standing around with placards and stuff. I don't know what they're doing, but they've got too much time now. They need a war.
You don't read the newspapers, do you?
Boring. Ooh, those boys can rock there. That's the Guns with All Their Roses. And Sweet Child of Mine. On XFM 104.9.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was good.
It rocks.
I hope the audience was playing it loud, like us.
Yeah. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Well, look at him yawning. How rude is that?
Carl, what's wrong with you, man? Have you been up late?
A little bit.
Girlfriend was away, wasn't she, yesterday?
Yeah, I always have a problem with that. I always have, because you don't go to bed, do you, early? Do you know what I mean? You sort of think, I just always find that thing that if, you're used to living with someone, one of you will go, let's go to bed, then you'll go, alright. But when you're on your own, you go,
You just forget to go to bed.
I just stay up.
Okay, stop eating now, Carl, you've ate all the food, that's just the plate, alright, okay.
Yeah.
No, I stayed up and watched, there was a thing on about Dracula.
Right. What, Dracula?
And I found a flaw in it.
Go on.
Not the fact that he's the living dead and and drinks blood to stay alive and he doesn't reflect
and he can
in
turn into a
mirrors.
bat.
Well,
and you can, go on.
The mirror thing, you can't look in mirrors, can he?
Well, he can look in mirrors, but he can't see himself in a mirror.
Yeah. That still doesn't work.
Go on.
It
doesn't work at all, Carl. It doesn't work
Go
anyway.
on.
Well,
centre parting's always really neat.
His centre parting's always really
how does he do it if he can't look in the mirror?
Blood on the floor or something it was called. Rubbish.
I I love the flaw in the Dracula film is that his centre parting's too neat. How did he do it without a mirror? Ah.
Was it a documentary about Dracula?
No,
Yeah,
there was
the real
it's
Dracula, the real Dracula.
Yeah, the real Dracula, the
It's
true
just a
story.
film. It had blood on the floor or something. It's called.
Yeah.
It's rubbish. From 1970.
Yeah.
Right, but you
know-
say that and watch that.
You know there aren't
Yeah,
really
that's right.
vampires in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still annoys you that his centre parting was too neat.
Well, if you're going to do it, do you know what I mean?
I'd like to see him with a fringe sort of pushed forward
Mm.
and maybe a hood up, alright? Come to suck your blood and that, alright?
Yeah, just bits of tissue paper all over his face
Yeah,
where he's cut himself shaving.
I can't see it. Bloody mirrors annoying me now, I'd love to see that. A little mank Drac. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Well, that might be a film that we do in our movie.
Mancula.
Just getting onto that.
Mancula. Count Mancula. Alright? You got any rave? You got any rave music, huh? Got any Oasis or that? That'd be brilliant. He came from Manchester. Please welcome Mancula. Alright? That'd be great, wouldn't it? His hair's a mess. Well, I can't see a mirror, can I? Well, we've got a show lined up for you. Sad news for Rockbusters fans. It is going to be the last Rockbusters.
Does that mean that we are doing another one and it's the last one? Or
We are
we've
doing
scrapped
another one,
altogether?
and it's the last one.
Oh, man.
But a bit of a special one, Steve.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's just sort of done
What, it
on,
makes sense?
No, it's,
First time only.
no, it's done on accents, because I'm running out of, like, clues and that to use.
Oh, is this as bit good as the Jamaican one? The D-Trout Spinners.
The trout spinners.
That doesn't work at all.
A bit like that.
Okay, so go on, what's the gist of this one?
Well, it's just, I've been the sound effects bit, that didn't really work out. So there's 3 sort of cryptic clues.
Yeah.
And,
Sort of cryptic, yeah.
it's done on accents, and I've sort of worked down the country, so I've got a northern one, I've got a Brummie one, and I've got a, Cockney one.
Alright,
Excellent.
we'll look forward to
So we're
that.
doing
We've
that
got
later.
quite a lot of competitions, haven't we? Because you've also got your film competition.
He's appearing in The Shining this week, Steve.
Excellent, okay.
We've also got, chimpanzee that. More monkey news from around the world.
Monkey news. Stay tuned for that.
But there's one that I thought we could phase in as we phased out Rockbusters. It's an old favourite. Carl, was before your time. XF Family Fortunes.
XF Family Fortunes, it's brilliant.
Get a
It
couple
owes
of people on the
nothing to
line.
TV show Family Fortunes.
No, it's XF Family Fortunes.
You can't get him on that.
So we'll be playing that a little bit later as well with 2 lucky people at the club, and we'll be giving away some great prizes, I imagine,
Excellent,
Steve.
yeah.
Go through those a little bit later.
Yeah.
As it was Valentine's weekend, what about a lovely song by Lloyd Cole?
Oh.
Like lovers do.
I'd love to hear it.
Lloyd Cole, like lovers do, on XFM 104.9.
Is that for all the lovers out there?
Yeah, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and little Karl Pilkington. Oh, we're having a laugh, aren't we? Little Karl with his
Hey,
sandwich
he's
and
cheered
that.
up,
with
hasn't
his- I'm still bruised where you punched me in the shoulder, showing that you could box.
Yeah, to be fair though, Rick, you do think that you're now a professional boxer
I'm
because
like
you've been on the telly boxing.
Marciano, yeah.
No, he does. I mean, he laughs about it, but he does walk around thinking, yeah, I could probably handle myself in a street brawl.
In fact, I walk around handling myself
Yeah.
a lot of the time, don't I, Carl?
And often Carl.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it's because his little round head. I've got another mate that's got a little bald head, and I'd like to squeeze it. I'd just like to see how far. Do you know what I mean? Like an egg, you can squeeze it that way, sort of sideways, and that hurts. But then squeeze it forward to back, it doesn't hurt so much, does it?
Do you know what worries me though? I think if you ever actually did crack Carl's head, I think yolk would come out.
Yeah, he was drawing, and I gave him a little karate chop on the back of the neck, and he jumped. He spasmed.
Sorry, you gave him a karate chop on the back of the head?
Yeah.
To be fair though, I think I'd spasm, Rick. If a man crept up behind me and karate chopped me in the neck,
Oh,
that's
didn't I
probably a
laugh,
natural
Carl?
reaction.
Didn't I laugh,
Oh,
eh,
yeah,
Carl?
this is right, good laugh.
Oh, so we got lots of little things to get through. I mean, look at his little face. You're right. We had a little lunch yesterday, didn't we?
We did indeed, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I
we
hate
were-
going out with you two.
I was explaining to Carl, right? I like to excite Carl's imagination, right? And if it involves chimps or monkeys, all the better. Brains he likes, parts of the body, deformity. You know, I know where to, you know, what buttons to push. And I told him about this thing. I don't know if any of you out there know about this, but there's an experiment they did in the 50s, a clinical psychology experiment where there's your 2 hemispheres of the brain, okay? They're joined by a thing called the corpus callosum, right? Which is just a little flap of skin, like a little scarlet lead that joins your 2 hemispheres. And what they did, they cut that in half, and they thought it was a cure for schizophrenia, but what it turned out to be, or epilepsy, I think, I can't remember, was that your 2 sides of your brains didn't function together together, you couldn't get information. I was telling Karl all this thing, and one of the things I told him was that they did it on a monkey, and it fought itself over a nut. Like, its right arm was connected, by its left lobe of the brain, and it was fighting over itself. And Karl went, instead of, like, thinking this is amazing experiment, he went, would it have been happy if you'd given it 2 nuts?
Yeah, I know. Well, you started off by explaining it, and I remember you mentioned, because I was watching the two of you as you were describing it to me, you said, of course, one side of the brain deals with, symbolism, and as you said the word symbolism, I noticed Karl drift away from looking at you, pick up his mobile phone, and start pressing buttons randomly. And I thought it was the word symbolism that got him, and I noticed it took you just a moment longer, and I think the first thing you said was, when did I lose you?
Yeah, I knew I'd lost him.
It's extraordinary, and he doesn't even try to disguise it.
I said nomenclature at one point as well.
Right, yeah.
And I knew I was dicing with death there. Yeah. But, but I told you tried to look it up, didn't you, on the web? You didn't find anything about it, did you?
the spelling of it's, what is it again? What's the word?
Corpus callosum.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
No, there's no point.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Give up.
Don't bother. So if anyone knows any interesting facts about that,
but yours hasn't been cut in half, has it, Karl? That would, again, might explain something.
I'll tell you what we will be talking about later. I don't know if you're sort of aware of them, Steve.
Go on.
Bonobos.
Oh, I
don't know much about bonobos.
I told him about, he was looking for stuff. I said, put in bonobo. He was having no luck with chimp. And they're a form of chimpanzee, but, they're even closer to us, evolutionarily speaking. They've got their social, groups are more like ours, they're more intelligent. And he was loving it, weren't you?
So is it human bonobo Karl? Is that how it works on the evolutionary ladder?
Chimp Karl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about them.
So we're talking about bonobos, you're excited about that?
Yeah,
That's coming up in, Monkey News?
No, I think it's a bit of a monkey bonus.
We always like a monkey bonus.
WC, featuring Snoop, The Streets on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I think we should, kick off with a bit of a competition. I think we should get the listeners involved here. Phone up if you want to play XF Family Fortunes.
Now, a lot of people, of course, won't be familiar with this because we played this in the very early days of XFM.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain the rules, or do you just want people to phone in?
It's like Family Fortunes. We need 2 of you. I asked you...
Do you remember we discussed this before? You can't say that.
Yeah. And so get 2 on the line, you're competing against each other, and so it's fingers on the buzzers. Will you stop chewing, picking your teeth? I mean, even if the listeners can't, it really annoys me.
It is a bit like having a chimp in the room.
Do you know what I mean, Karl?
Right.
Have you ever seen him eat hot food?
No.
Honestly, it is like a chimp. He's gonna and what are you doing? What? Just get... Oh, God.
Or like the Cookie Monster.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm never annoying, Karl, so why are you? Do you know what I mean, Steve?
You're so annoying. Have you been with him for trying to have lunch with Ricky?
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing possible. You wander around for hours. The combination, it used to be bad even before he was a celebrity, because he has a tolerance level, it's extraordinary. I mean, he is irritated by a car honking its horn in the street. It's like, I can't believe it, let's go in here, I'm so angry. He gets annoyed by police sirens, by rain, wind, birds in the air, other people in the streets.
They're the most annoying.
Children particularly, whether they're in a school playground we happen to be walking past, whether they're on TV.
It's just noise that isn't mine.
Well, I know, but this is the thing, you are the most irritating man I've ever met, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, you know that, Karl, don't you? I mean, noises he makes, it's extraordinary. I mean, I've been editing some behind-the-scenes footage we shot of, making the second series of The Office. It's extraordinary. I've had to cut sequences out involving Ricky because they'll just think he's a giver, just think he's an idiot, like some kind of puppet that the rest of us are controlling, because he's shouting, he's whistling, he's honking, he's making noises, he's dancing around. It's extraordinary. And if you're out trying to find somewhere to eat with him, all these irritants, all these annoyances, and it's, oh, that music's too loud, I don't like that particular song, I'm not going in there, there's more than 8 people in that cafe, I'm not going in there. It's just extraordinary. I think we need a woman. I'm thinking of hiring a woman, like a PA, to just go out ahead of us, scout ahead of us, go in, you know, and she can just phone back and say...
Oh, sexist. Oh.
Or a guy.
Oh, that's...
Or a fella.
Oh, sexist.
Or a fella. Just to scout ahead.
Oh, I'm thinking of hiring a woman, subservient role. We couldn't hire him. Oh, no. Oh, sexist.
Well, that or a chance to meet a woman.
Yeah.
That I'm also paying.
It's like paying for it. It's
Exactly.
slightly more above board.
Yeah.
So, if you want to play Family Fortunes, call up. What's the number?
08700 800 1234.
Yeah, it's just like Family Fortunes, two of you competing for some great prizes. And, I go, something you know how it goes, and then go Buzz and play it on board.
It's not as high tech as Family Fortunes. Current single from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, that's Bring It On.
Yeah. On XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, and two people on the line to play XF Family Fortunes.
Brilliant.
Hello.
Steve
Hello.
first.
Steve, hello.
Steve first, hello, how you doing?
You alright, mate? Where are you calling
Yeah.
from?
From my pub in Barnes.
You got a pub?
Yeah,
In Barnes?
yeah,
Are you posh?
no.
Oh. I suppose you're the local landlord. Do they come in and sort of like go, good man, there's a shilling, get me some ale? They're all posh in Barnes, aren't they?
Well, no, not all of them, actually.
Does Nigel Havers come in your pub? Because he lives there, doesn't he?
Well, none of them do, actually. I know there's lots of them about, aren't there, in Barnes, but no, not
You've
in
banned them. You've banned them. Who's on the other line?
It's, Jennifer.
Jennifer, hello.
Hello,
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Forest Hill.
Forest Hill, that's
Yeah.
right south, and I don't go out of WC1.
Oh, you should.
Do you run a pub?
Do I own a pub? No.
Do you drink in one?
Yes.
That's just good.
just from friendly chat there.
Yeah,
To get you in,
The thing between the brain that you were talking about before.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but they did an experiment, and apparently the length of it determines whether you're straight or gay.
Is that
That's
right?
what I heard. Yeah.
Well, so what? You could actually trim it if you fancied.
It didn't go that far.
Oh. Well,
Always.
you've just interacted with Karl Pilkington.
Oh my God.
I treasure that. Right, here's the prizes.
Okay, now, listen, don't be disappointed, because, as ever, Karl has just gone through some people's drawers here at XFM and found some really quite shoddy prizes. So, you get, on DVD, I don't know if you're a fan of, are they a German band? Rammstein? Or Rammstein?
Oh, you'll enjoy that.
But there's any number, that includes Asch zu Asch, Spiel mit mir, and Herzeleid. That's just some of the classics on this, DVD of their greatest videos. Red Dwarf, the first
Do you think
series.
Germans sit around looking at Oasis records and going, look at these Wonderwall?
Possibly so.
Wow.
The very best of the Stone Roses, although I might have that, so anyway, there's also an I Love You compilation, kind of appropriate, and, a tribute to the Ramones, which might be interesting.
So you can get the idea, Steve and Jennifer, the stakes are pretty high. Okay, here we go.
Very hard,
Extra
be
Family
fighting hard.
Fortunes. So, fingers on the buzzers, just both go, wah! If you think you can answer this right, and then we, the highest answer or the top answer gets a chance to play or pass. If you play, you've got to get all 5 answers. There are 5 answers. Every wrong answer, you get a life, and I'll go, and when you lose 3 lifelines, then the other person can steal. It's as simple as that.
If you've seen the show Family Fortunes...
No, this is not based on anything I've ever seen ever in my life. Okay, right. Okay, fingers on the buzzers. Okay. Name something. We asked 8 of my mates, right? Something you associate with Karl Pilkington.
Wah!
Okay, Jennifer, what?
Silliness.
Yeah, that's the top answer, thick or dimness.
Hang on.
Do you want to play or pass?
Play, please.
Okay. Stay tuned, Stephen, because you might be able to steal if she gets 3 wrong. Okay? Right, okay. Right, we've got a top answer, 4 to go. Thick or dimness is top answer, obviously. Okay, Jennifer, some other things associated with Karl.
Comedy.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, I don't even know who he is.
You don't even know who he is?
No, she does. She must do.
And yet, bizarrely, she knows that silliness or
Yeah.
stupidity is
I
top
know, I
answer.
Yeah, come on. Something else.
The smelly eyebrows.
One more wrong answer, and then Stephen gets a chance to steal.
Okay. I don't know.
People are screaming it at home.
Very sensible.
Oh,
What was that? Very
sorry.
sensible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen, can you think of one of the answers that Jennifer didn't get?
Must be a mind for inane nonsense.
Oh, well, I'm gonna give you that, because number 5 is even thicker. So, yeah, what you missed is, our top answer was thick or dim, second top answer was Manchester, third was Roundhead, 4th was airy Chinese kid, and 5 was even thicker. So I think Stephen's the winner there.
Yeah, I think he's done well.
Yeah.
You enjoy Rammstein, and you get the Stone Roses and an I Love You CD.
So that's the pilot for this show. Okay. When Blockbuster's all over, we're gonna phase in XF Family Fortunes. Carl, thoughts?
It's not that good, is it?
Why?
It's not that good. Just... I'm not that happy with it.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just... What else? What? No.
You're definitely right about that top answer.
Well, thanks. Right, so Stephen wins all those prizes.
Yeah. Stay on the line and we'll take your address.
And we'll send something to Jennifer as well for even bothering to talk to Carl. So what's this, Carl? What are you playing now?
That badly drawn boy.
Yeah, excellent.
Bye. We're doing Rockbusters then?
Later. Eminem, Sing for the Moment on XFM 104.9. Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Right, Carl, moving on. Got a lot to cram in. If you yawn again, or pick your teeth, or chew,
can I just, sometimes I get told off by Carl. He gets a little bit sulky if I slag off the prizes that he sources for each competition. This is from Rob in Croydon. He's a former winner of Rockbusters.
Yeah.
He said he didn't even know what the prizes were going to be when he entered. He won, and sure enough, for one night only, he was a hero. The following morning, it was just Rob again, and all I had to show for my triumph are 5 compilation CDs I'll never listen to.
Yeah.
And 2 DVDs I'll perhaps get £9 for on eBay. Please get some decent prizes. Ricky, you're BBC's golden child of comedy. What are you doing? How many of your listeners really are into Stephen Polyakoff's The Lost Prince? No one. That's how many. Now that is a winner. That's someone who's got a reason to like us and like you.
I think he's got the same attitude as Steve when you give him something for free.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorted you out with NERD tickets for last night. A lot of messing around, a lot of phoning round going on to get you them tickets.
Yeah.
Come in today. You enjoy the gig. Couldn't be bothered going, Carl.
Typical.
Yeah.
I didn't say I couldn't be bothered going, Carl. You just assumed that was the case. You're right, but the point is this, Carl. Once you've given me the tickets, they are mine to do with as I see fit.
The thing is, what annoys me is, right, I bet he hasn't even listened to them CDs. He might find something on there.
That's his point, I think.
Yeah,
to be fair.
But I don't want to give them stuff that's too good, because then they'll listen to CDs instead of XFM.
Of course, there's always careful planning.
So...
You've always got an answer. Oh, Carl, you're my hero. We don't care, do we, Carl?
Well, I think the prizes are alright, considering what they've got to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a bit of fun, for God's sake. So,
please do not blaspheme on air.
Something else we're giving away.
Go on.
The Shining.
It's more throwing away, isn't it?
Once again,
is it on video?
Once again, it's on VHS.
Just because you buy it out of your own money, Carl, stop being so mean.
And I want to watch it tonight, because it's one of those films that,
So you're gonna watch this video, and then you're gonna send it to someone as a prize?
Yeah, it's one of them films that...
Oh, sorry, what, you just said yes to that without blinking?
Oh, yeah. You don't think, like, Les Dennis doesn't have a quick go in the car on Family Fortunes before he gives it away?
It costs
$5.99. Bowen has a go at those his and her towel racks.
It costs $5.99, Carl.
Okay, this is Carl in the classic The Shining.
And what's the question?
Well, we might ask that afterwards.
Okay then. Fine. Still trying to write the book then? No?
Yes.
Good. Funny, someone told me the other day, weird thing about a typewriter, the top row of letters, the longest word you can write is typewriter. I'll just show you, that's weird, isn't it? It's just, the typewriter being, you're not in the mood, you're in one of those grouchy moods again, that you get into when you're writing.
I'm not being grouchy, I just want to finish my work.
Yeah, it's just being a bit funny, a bit offhand and that.
Let me explain something to you.
Go on.
Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration. You're distracting me, and it will then take me time to get back to where I was. Understand?
Yeah, but I just was coming in to try and cheer you up, you know, if you... I mean, I'm full of ideas as well. You know, if you're having a problem coming up with stuff, got loads of stuff, loads of ideas you could write about. The other day I read about this airy Chinese kid.
What do you want me to do about it?
No, it's just that it could make a good book. Do you know what I mean? Sort of follow him round.
That's swell.
Well, I'd buy it. You know. But if you don't want to know, don't bother doing it. But, do you know what I mean? Just airy Chinese kid. It's weird because they're not normally that airy over there. Yeah, this kid caked in it. But if you don't care...
I wouldn't touch one hair on his goddamn little head.
You won't have to touch any hair on his head. Like I say, he's covered. Leave the head alone if you want. Touch his hands. He's totally covered in it. But
I love the little son of a bitch.
Well, don't go that far. You haven't met him. But I can sort it out.
I'd do anything for him.
I don't think you'd expect that much. Just take him to the barbers 3 or 4 times a week. You know, he's a good little kid. In fact, I'll do it. I think I'll write a book on him. Yeah?
How do you think you can handle that?
Yeah.
You're not too busy, are you?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty busy. I've got to sort out some monkey facts for the show this Saturday, but I reckon I can still...
Why don't you start right now and get out of here?
Alright. I will. If you're going to be like that. Couldn't borrow a pen, could I? See you later.
There you
Haunting.
go. Haunting stuff there. Karl Pilkington in The Shining.
You know, in the film, Jack Nicholson goes crazy because the suggestion is he's maybe possessed by demons that maybe are in the hotel. But you know, if I was stranded in a desolate hotel, removed from all human contact with Karl, I'd go mental with an axe without being possessed by demons. That's more chilling to me, trying to get some work done and you keep wandering in.
I'm trying to get Karl to spend a couple of days in the caravan with me. Just for the hell of it. And he won't. I've offered him money, won't I? I think it'd be a great laugh, wouldn't it, Karl?
Oh yeah, great.
That would be terrifying.
No, I want to film it. I just want to film it. Like a little video diary. There's Karl there, he's just waking up.
Well, if I was stranded in that would be like being... I may as well be with Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. That's more scary.
The thing is, Ricky doesn't mess you about as much as he messes me about.
No, you see, you've given him an inch. You've given him an inch and he's taken a yard.
12:30 you got in today. In 30 minutes between 12:30 and 1. The old bin lid on the head. He wanted to do that again.
Yep.
Squeezing my head, think he had a go at. And karate chop on the back of the neck.
Yeah.
All in 30 minutes. Yeah. Who else can say that?
Who else can say that? Who else can say What do you mean?
Anyway, have we got a question then?
Yeah, to win a copy of, I'm so embarrassed to say it, The Shining on VHS is worth $5.99 and it will have already been watched by Karl Pilkington, probably not even rewound.
Yeah,
to win that.
And a little bit of tripe and cow eels where it just slipped into his dinner. A barm cake outside.
As he was reading the back of the box trying to figure out what was going on.
The ingredients.
To win this, right? To win. Here's a question.
I've got a question.
No, go on. No, I want to hear Karl's first.
Okay.
No, it's about the film. Because when I was whizzing through it, I saw something. I thought, oh, that's good. The kid who's in it, he was writing something on the back of a door with lipstick. What was it?
Well, that's a tricky question. I can't remember.
Nor can I.
Alright.
So the kid in it was writing something on the back of a door.
Is that going to be too hard for anyone?
Let's see if... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody...
Right, the phones are going, so it might be.
Yeah, but this is email, isn't it?
Alright, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What was being scrawled on the back of a door by the little kid in The Shining? Be honest, if you know that, it means you've probably already got it and you've watched it about 8 times.
Yeah.
Fair enough, though.
Alright.
Bob Dylan. Oh. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go on XFM. Sorry, they're arguing. Steve and Karl
but he just goes, you've got to keep it slick.
Do you know, can I just tell them what you're arguing about? Think of this, right? This is the argument. They're arguing whose fault it is why this show is rubbish. Think of that!
What? That's a perfect... I think that's a valid criticism. At least we're discussing it. You're just accepting that that's the case. You're not even trying to change it. We're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
We have to go out there.
I should be, but, I quite like it.
In fact, I remember when we went out about 2 weeks ago and said we've got to, you know, make it tighter and that, make it good. Went out for something to eat. You were happy sat at the table talking about squids and having to, you know, go off with one if you wanted to have a kid. I brought up the topic, right, what we're going to do about the show. Suddenly you've got to go. It's like, oh, I think I've made plans. So me and Steve sat there.
Can I just think, see, I do that. I do acknowledge, quite shamefully, that this is more enjoyable for me to do than for you to listen to. But it's like 2 hours sort of playtime for me. It's like, you know, the study period when you're meant to read a book, but you actually can't afford to run around and draw pictures. I think like this, even though I'm getting paid for this and I'm meant to be working, it's nice. It's cool, isn't it? Not for the listener. But for me.
But the problem is, the only way we can improve this show, Carl, to be honest, the only way we can make this good is if the three of us resign. Yeah. And they replace it with someone else.
Yeah, but Carl, you're getting flustered and you're getting stressed, because you know, I don't know what I was saying, answer the phones, you were letting them ring, you're still letting it ring. You're still letting people phone you, go, oh look, leave that. And people have phoned in, good enough to phone in, to ask for something for free. I think you should at least answer the phone and say, it's not worth it, the prizes are rubbish.
Well, whilst I'm doing all the other stuff, maybe you can do that.
No way.
Right then.
But to be fair, Rick, I'm not accusing you of being lazy. No. But you're sat on a chair, and yet you're almost vertical. I don't know how you've done it. It's like you're almost asleep, but you're sat on an upright chair. I don't know how you've angled yourself in that way.
I'm gonna have a bad back when I'm, in old age. I'm just gonna be bent double.
Right, so come on now. Pretend we're starting now.
Okay.
We've just started the show now.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. It's right. XFM. It's the Ricky Gervais show with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, or our show. It's our show. From now on, I'm at least cutting up the blame as well. XFM 104.9. What do you want to know? If anything happened to me on the way here.
Okay.
Actually, it was about Wednesday or Thursday. I was walking along Charing Cross Road. I was on my way here actually to meet Karl for a drink, and this little fella came up to me. I think it was an overseas student. He's sort of like a student type, but he had an accent, and he came up to me and went, "Excuse me, are you one from the office?" And I went, yeah. He went, would you sign a script book of the office for me? I went, yep, by all means, yeah. He went, can you come to the bookshop? And I went, what, you haven't got it on you? He went, no, but if you come, I will buy one for you to sign. And I went, I can't really. He went, were you gonna pass one? I went, I'm not, no, I can't. He went, oh, I was just in Waterstones earlier, and I didn't buy. I went, oh, sorry. He went, you could just, I went, I can't. He went, okay. I went, I'll sign something else. Have you got something else I can sign? He went, of course. And I signed a pamphlet or a brochure or something for him. But I love the idea, imagine me going with him, and queuing up, and I'm in the queue. He's going, you're going, yeah, fine, can you just hurry up? And he gets there, and his switch doesn't work, and he goes, can you lend me £10? Yeah. I mean, imagine that.
I'm a little bit annoyed you didn't go with him, frankly, because that would have been a sale of our book, and I get a little cut from that.
Well, behind him was Salman Rushdie. Going, can we hurry up? Because I shouldn't be out. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of funny looks. And, I really, you know, I don't feel comfortable.
But I thought it was very odd the other day, was we were walking along, and Ricky often gets bothered for an autograph, and, some Japanese people who I think were tourists, they appeared from behind the corner, and I thought, this is odd, that, you know, they seemed like tourists, but they're obviously gonna ask for an autograph. And they just handed him a camera and said, excuse me, would you take a photo of us? And they didn't recognise him,
I was laughing, I was thinking, right,
so now Ricky stood in the street, people are recognising him as he's taking a photo of 3 complete Japanese strangers, and I imagine them getting home and sort of saying, and here's the one we had taken by Ricky Gervais. Taken with Ricky Gervais? No, taken by Ricky Gervais.
From the office. Isn't that brilliant? Would you come to the bookshop with me?
The life of a minor celebrity.
Not really. Times like these, Foo Fighters and XFM 104.9. Karl, let's build up to Monkey News. Do you want to give the competition answer and winner?
Yeah, we did the bit on The Shining, me acting out in that. Yeah. And the question was, the kid in the film The Shining, he, after, like, the devil had got in him and that.
This isn't written out, is it? You're just winging this, aren't you?
No, but I remember it.
Well, you haven't seen the film, though, have you?
No, but when I was whizzing through to get the clips to make that thing, I saw it and I thought, hang on a minute, I'll watch this bit. And that's why I want to take it home tonight and watch it.
I meant more how you're presenting the competition. It's just like Jonathan Ross on Film 2003.
Well, I'm just saying, right, so the kid's there in the bedroom, and he's got his mum's lipstick.
Yeah.
And he's saying...
It doesn't run a mobile DJ.
No, and he
No.
said he wrote down red rum on the back of the door, and his mum wakes up and thinks, what's he doing? She looks at him, she goes, oh, and then she looks in the mirror and sees red rum in the mirror.
Right.
Which
He
is
thinks
sort of
he's offering racing tips.
It says murder in the mirror.
Clever.
So Kelly in Hounslow got that right. So
Excellent.
after I've watched the film, I'll be whizzing that over to Hounslow.
Brilliant. I mean, the one thing I do like about this show, for all its faults, is the
honesty.
Yeah. I mean, that can be good and bad. I mean, it's. I mean, some people think it's sloppy, arrogance, laziness, you know,
They'd be
thoughtlessness. Yeah, but I like to think it's honesty. It's like a peek into the mind and workings of Karl Pilkington. He just said to me, because he was shaking, because he said to me, and I quote, he said, "Oh," he's just whittering to himself, "I must remember to eat next time Suzanne's away."
I know.
I must remember to eat next time Suzanne's away.
No, but you did. I mean, I wonder if I lived on my own if I'd still be about. Because I just neglect myself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for all I've eaten
A
this
lot of
morning,
self-abuse. Is that what you're saying?
I had lasagna last night that I messed up, right?
Why did you mess it up?
Cooked it for too long. It was like a brick. Right? And she called up and said, have you eaten? I went, yeah. She went, was it nice what you have? I said, lasagna. Was it nice? I thought, I don't want her to worry, because she's probably been out and had a good meal with all the work people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say, well, you know.
And she went, okay, bye. And I go, that can't go, yeah, I bet he cooked it like a brick. I bet he threw it away. Anyway, gin and tonic.
And I had Scotch pancakes for breakfast. That is all I've had. So I'm starving, I'm shaky. Plus I've got that restless leg syndrome still going on, which I can't get rid of.
What's restless leg syndrome?
I find, if I go to bed, right, my body's tired but my legs aren't.
Are you like Michael Flatley?
You have to get up and do a bit of tap dancing.
Do they just keep going even
Just
when
keep
you're asleep?
moving about, so I have to get up and stretch them or something. Or I've worked out that if I put a pillar on, like, the bedpost down at the other end, if I have my legs higher than my heart, it calms it down a bit.
Is this why Suzanne works away so often?
I don't know, it's weird.
To get a decent night's sleep.
I put it down to Smarties and that, it's like a sugar thing. But,
stop eating them.
Apparently Bob Mortimer's got it, as well.
No, he's got arthritis.
Was he?
You told me in the week that you've mastered, moonwalking.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
Is that one of the things you did, like, in the middle of the night?
It's moon sleepwalking.
Yeah.
He just gets out, he finds himself walking backwards and wakes up. And goes, oh god, I'm brilliant at this.
Right, so listen, what we're doing now, we getting a debate going about... Actually, right?
Go on. We're struggling, go on.
No.
You can help me out here, Carl, you've got an idea. I can see it in your eyes, he's got a brilliant idea. Wait for it, go on.
No. It's something, when I was looking on the web, found something out.
Go on.
It's a story about a woman who had a baby. What are
you talking about?
What?
A woman who had a baby who was having a baby.
It was no clearer when you repeated it.
No! Carl! I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for the common good, right? Pursue this line of inquiry, right? Because I don't know where it's going. Or play a record. I'm actually torn. I don't know what to do.
No, I remember seeing it and thinking, I've got to tell Ricky about that. It's brilliant.
What should we do? Should we go with it? I mean, it's like, it's entering into the abyss, it's opening Pandora's box, it's peeking, it's going down to the cellar.
I've got a couple of questions, though.
Go on, then.
Well, come down there with me.
Okay,
come down in the cellar with me.
Okay, right, Carl. What, first of all, it was on the way, what do you mean? The baby was what? Had another, was it, she didn't give birth, the doctor didn't find one of those set of Chinese dolls up her? Russian dolls, whatever they're called.
That's what I pictured it like, those dolls where you take the head off and there's another one in there that all look the same, but no, the story was, there's a woman who's...
No, don't just say it again, that's a headline. That's not a story. There was a woman who had a baby, That's not a story. Imagine handing that in as a thesis to loads of the BMA. There you go, and read that.
That's a children's rhyme.
Yeah, there was a woman who had a baby What do you mean? So she had a baby, right? Yeah.
And,
that bit's fine. We're okay with that.
That's normal.
A woman had a child.
Yeah, totally normal.
She gave birth. Fine.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, I don't know that much more, apart from the fact that the baby's, like, roaming about, and then, 12 months later, she's like, oh...
Interesting, so the gestation period of that baby was actually 3 months more than an adult.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's weird, though, isn't it?
So, was the headline, "My baby's 12 months pregnant"? What are you talking about? 12 months later, it had a... What are you talking about?
Forget it.
No, you haven't even finished the story. That what you said, and 12 months later, you didn't even finish the sentence. So what do you mean?
No, I didn't read any more into it, because I just saw that and I thought, that's weird, and then I just was thinking, oh, like, imagine the kid at school, at parents' evening.
Go on.
And it's like, well, your kid's pretty good, now let's have a look at your work, sort of thing. Don't you think that'd be weird?
But what? Did the child have a baby?
Yeah.
Of course it didn't! Play a record!
We shouldn't have gone down in the cellar. We should have just left the cellar door closed. I never learn. That's the Zombies, and a song called Time of the Season. I've enjoyed that.
What do you think of Zombies, Carl?
It's alright, yeah.
No, not the group, but the Living Dead.
Don't worry about them.
No? Why?
Not about, are they? Couldn't happen.
You don't believe in that?
Listen, right?
You don't believe in zombies?
So, I
but
was
you do believe
online.
a baby had a baby?
Yeah.
On you go, on you go.
Are you still saying that didn't happen?
Yes.
Right, well, I'll find the thing again, I'll print it off, and then you'll read it.
All I'm saying is there's more information that we need.
Yeah.
But it always annoys me that when I do get the information, you'll go, yeah, but its name's Sally, you didn't say that, and make out...
No.
As if...
No, don't make it look like we're over-inquisitive or over-cynical. You come out with the most abominable things man has ever uttered, and you expect us to accept them. Usually headlines, usually illogical, not just probably wrong. So, fleas are born pregnant.
Are they?
Interesting.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. See?
On we go.
So...
See, that's true, and you're not impressed. Because it doesn't involve a little werewolf child. Or half man, half shark. You're just not, it's not good enough for you.
No, but if I read the first line of something, and it's not that interesting, I go, next, right, and I move on. Now, when I saw a woman had a baby, and it had a baby,
but you still didn't read on.
No, but, alright, I didn't read on, but it got me thinking. Like I said, you wonder about the parents' evening. I was thinking about, you know, is it a good thing? Because you're gonna spend more time with the kid. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of mums who have to go to work and that. She's gonna be a great mum. Grew up with her, literally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
She's gonna be a great mum!
I just wonder if, I know it sounds weird, but if
was it the you know the baby that woman had, was that a girl or a boy?
No, it would have been a girl, wouldn't it?
Of course it would. It'd be mental, wouldn't it, if it wasn't?
Right.
It'd have been a weird story, wouldn't it?
So anyway, that reminded me, because we were talking about other amazing stuff that Ricky told me to find out about. Steve, are you aware of bonobos?
We mentioned them earlier. I'm not particularly familiar with bonobos.
Right.
It sounds like a cream cake.
No, they were a sort of a chimpanzee, but more advanced than the traditional chimpanzee. They live in one sort of particular area, and you know, it's the sort of closest animal to the missing link. They're very intelligent. They take on a lot of social aspects of human. They have sex for pleasure and no other.
Steve's looking annoyed.
He's done ya. Yeah, what did you find out about
apparently, I found out it's 98% not human, this kind of thing. It's nearly human, but it's not.
We share 98% of DNA with it.
Yeah, 98%.
It's a higher percentage than you.
They have sex for pleasure.
They do look a bit like him, though. They've got a little round head, haven't they?
But,
and they're much more upright than the, you know, they've got a more flexible.
I sort of get bored with animals that are, like, classed as being intelligent, right? So when you told me...
I get bored with them.
Because they're not doing enough, they're not playing Nintendo.
Do you know, like, that people always rave on about dolphins, saying, oh, they're really bright and that?
Yeah.
You know, I was having an argument with Suzanne about it, and she goes, oh, yeah, dolphins are really intelligent. And I said, but what? What have they done? So, she said, well, they use them in wars, they strap bombs to the back to go out to boats,
to
then blow up the boats.
Yeah, they're trained,
Well, that isn't that bright. If it was really bright, it'd go, I'm not doing that.
Well, no, they leave them. They don't blow themselves up. They... anyway. But...
Right, well... So anyway, so bonobos, really bright and that. Now, I was looking at them, and they are, you know, they're saying you know, they're just like humans, basically, right? What I was thinking is, I didn't have a chance to ask you, if you got a mentalist,
right,
and put the bonobo in an exam.
Okay, right, okay. What do you mean a mentalist? What do you mean?
Well, you know, someone who's, you know, a little bit, just a little bit slower than me, and put them in an exam. What would happen?
Right, okay, you've got to be clearer here, Carl. What are you saying? Are you saying pit the wits of a bonobo against
someone who's educationally subnormal?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Again, I don't know where to start.
No, but if they're that good, why aren't they being used in labour and stuff? Do you know what I mean?
What in the late? What do you mean in the government?
Like, you know, like some jobs that they could do. Why hasn't someone caught onto it and thought, well, hang on a minute.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the bonobo. Seriously, could it do a job of work? How advanced are these creatures?
Lots of animals do job of work. I think Carl wants this bonobo to start going to work with an umbrella and a bowler hat and have sort of like rudimentary language skills like morning, morning.
So I couldn't employ the bonobo to be my PA. It's not. I mean, how advanced are they? Could I teach you to go in the shops and collect something and bring it in?
But you can teach a dog to do that.
Yeah.
It depends what you mean by intelligence, social interaction, also dexterity capability, you know.
Could it produce this show?
Yes! I'd have thought it could, randomly.
Yeah. Just by pressing the buttons, it could do a better job.
It depends what you're asking, Carl. What you mean is, could a chimp be a thick human at an intelligence test?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it depends on what the problem with the human is, doesn't it? Right. First of all, mental illness has nothing to do with intelligence. Let's get that straight. That's one thing. Mental people aren't necessarily less or intelligent than people.
Now, is that the clinical term?
Well, exactly.
A mentalist.
A mentalist. Sometimes I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to start with where he's going wrong with the question, to answer it, to find out what he really means, because
it's just that if that did happen, right?
What could happen? You want the Planet of the Apes, don't you?
Here we go.
Go on.
Right? I go to school. I go to a new school.
Yeah.
I go in the class. There's 3 bonobos sat on the back row.
Yeah.
Right? I think it would make everybody...
Bad kids, are they?
Everybody would work harder, because you go, well, I don't want a monkey beating me. Whereas when I went to school...
So you think they'd be an incentive?
Yeah.
Well, I think...
Okay, they go, oh, go on, what do you mean?
No, I would have loved it, because, I mean, one of the reasons I didn't like school is it's like, oh, I'm not bothered. You know, I'm not bothering going in today. I'd love it if I went in and someone said, right, you're gonna start coming again, why is that? We've got 3 bonobos in your class.
What if they didn't hang out together, like the 2 little, kids with the webbed hands and the big heads?
What if they started bullying you? Stealing your pocket money?
Well, maybe go in,
maybe copying you, maybe making you do their homework.
Yeah. They did find out you...
To be honest, it would probably be the other way round. And he'd score better.
Yeah. Carl, have you been copying?
Have you been copying the bonobos again?
Have you been copying Boo Boo again?
It'd be good though, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be great. I wish I could live in your mind for just a day. So it must be great when you walk around and see things.
We were talking before, right, about, at school for some... I can't remember why it came up, the frog thing. But they did a... Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It's the march that's on today, right? And, you know, if people want to do that, that's fair enough, but I don't like going out in big crowds and what have you.
Sure.
He said there's too many people to get anything done, right? He said, I wouldn't do anything with more than 5 people.
Do you know what I mean, Steve? If you have a night out, if there's more than 5 of you can't talk to everyone. Who's in charge of the night? It makes it hard work if you want to nip into a restaurant, because you've got to get, like, a table for 6.
Yeah.
So if you're on that march today and you want a coffee...
You've got to get a table for 20,000.
7 for 1 million protesters!
No, but do you know what I mean? If they're
trying to work out the bill afterwards.
Yeah.
Have a dessert.
If they
Let's just split it a million ways.
Yeah.
Should we just split it a million ways? Well, I didn't have a starter.
I need to pay with Switch.
I didn't have a starter.
Can I pay on Switch?
Before you know, war breaks out.
Forget it.
They're fighting amongst themselves. Dubs, there goes the fear. We got a crack on here. XFM 104.9. We've got to get in Rockbusters and a couple more tracks. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, go for it. This is Rockbusters, the last ever Rockbusters.
Right, yeah, it's a accents special one today. I've done it before in the past using accents, so
Yeah.
3 cryptic clues, initials, email in, you can win
Do the email address now so I can take it down and start going.
right, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, right?
Yeah.
Right, first one, the northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something.
Oh, dearie me.
The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something. That's O, the initial O there. Think of a band.
Yeah, I've got it
the
already,
initial,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, that's easy. Go on, next.
Second one, the person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. Right? The person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. The initial there is T.
You don't get A, B or C with your degree.
Well, that's... And the final one, the Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. That's DH. The initials there, DH. So very quickly, the northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something.
God, they're not going to get the second one.
O. Second one, the person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. Initial T. And the last one, the Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. DH. Email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and win some stuff.
Is it important that they bear in mind the accents? Does the will the accent help them?
Of course it will, yeah.
Well, of course it will. Not necessarily, course.
Yeah. So,
Right,
do that.
right, the Valentine special, Letter to Hermione, one of the greatest love songs ever, and you've got a couple of minutes. Please
do you know
email
the funny thing is, we haven't even done monkey news.
Oh, God.
Right? There's nudists going about, playing bowls, which we didn't get round to.
Are there?
Yeah.
God.
Why
are they doing that? They got fed up with volleyball?
I don't know, it annoyed me when I read it. But we'll leave that, maybe we can come back to that.
What are they up to?
Some
They gotta be careful when they're smoking a pipe and bowling if they're nude.
Do you know how, like, nudists annoy me? I saw it in the week that,
Sorry, what was the monkey news? Quickly.
No, we gotta save monkey news. We'll have to do that when we,
Is it quick? Is it quick? Going into the record.
What, the monkey news, is it quick?
Yeah.
I can tell it to you quick.
Quick then.
Right.
Jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that! Go.
Shambles.
Hurry up!
There's a monkey in India, right? On a, railway station. Waiting for the train. Oh, don't mess about, because I've got to get through it quick. There's monkeys sat there. And, this robber nicks somebody's handbag or something. Goes running off down the platform, the police are chasing him. Monkey steps in. Trips the fella up, pins him down. Police come and arrest the fella.
He tripped over the monkey. Okay, play a record.
He didn't.
He tripped over the monkey.
The monkey was waiting for a train.
He tripped over the monkey.
The monkey was waiting for a train.
He tripped over the monkey.
Did you check the timetable?
Okay, leave it. Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. Well, we're all getting stressed here. We're going to run out of time again. We haven't had enough answers. We left it so late. We had so much rubbish to pack in.
You did it on purpose.
What? What do you mean?
You did it on purpose.
What left? I love Rockbusters. I think it's the highlight of the week. But
I remember in the early days of Rockbusters, we used to get reams of emails. Do you know how many we've had today?
Go on.
2.
Yeah, because we've just done it in the last link, and people have to think about it and do research.
They have to guess, because
I don't think XFM Family Fortunes is gonna be a success.
Don't knock XFM Family Fortunes, Carl.
It ran on ITV for years.
Right, well...
Yeah, so has anyone got anything right, Carl?
Well, what we'll have to
just
do
as well, we haven't got any prizes to give away anyway, because we gave them away on next month.
Yeah, we're coming through now. Let's see, just hang on a minute.
Well, this isn't radio. You can't just sit here looking at a computer screen going, hold on, that isn't radio.
Right, well, it'll have to be the one who got the closest, right?
Okay, who got the closest? What are the answers?
Give us them again.
Right, the northern lad remembers he had to tell his mates, his mum's daughter something.
I'm so glad this is the last one ever. This is the last, I promise it's the last Rockbuster ever.
The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something. That was O.
Yeah, I know that.
What was it?
Oasis.
Oasis? Right. Yeah. Oh. So that was a northern one.
That works. That works, though. Go on, what's the next one? This one worries me. Go on.
The person from Birmingham got a C in their degree.
No idea.
That was T.
Go on.
Toto. 2-2.
A C as well. Just made it up. A C. 2-2. I love it. I love it. Toto. Well. Toto. Right, no, did anyone get that?
Toto. Yeah.
You are joking.
I just saw it on an email.
Right,
Someone
come on.
got that.
What's the last one? That's extraordinary.
Last one. The Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything is going wrong. going back in time a bit, the initials DH.
Going back in time a bit?
Yeah, that, for the song, it's not a sort of...
Oh, right, I remember, I thought I didn't hear that first time round.
Cockney fella isn't happy, everything's going wrong, the initials with DH, that was Dan Hill. Dan Hill. Right? Dan Hill, nobody got that one, that's a tricky one, but... Steve, do you want to pick someone who got a couple?
No.
I mean, I imagine Dan Hill was on everyone's lips. I mean,
I'm sorry, I think I know about music, but I don't know who Dan Hill is.
Sometimes When We Touch.
Yeah, honestly, it's too much. It's an awful ballad from about 1973. Yeah. Right? No one would get Dan Hill. Did anyone get Dan Hill?
Well, I don't know. Steve, you are just...
I'm not gonna check, I can't be bothered. I just want to celebrate that it's over. I'm just pleased that we're finished with Rockbusters.
What?
Right.
Did anyone get it?
Hang on a minute.
No,
I've got to check.
That one back. I want to hear that answer again. What? Carl, leave the mouse alone and let me find that one. Right. That is someone's contempt for you. Yeah. They've put Oasis, fair enough. Second one, Travis, they've just gone. Third one, Oliver Hardy. They don't care. That's how much contempt people have for you.
What's the answer?
NERD?
Yeah.
Provider.
Oh, I hope the Sonys weren't listening to that. I'm not going to come in for a couple of weeks.
I'm not going to be here next week.
Okay, no, leave it a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
right,
I think we should just take a break. Everyone should just take a break.
Do a special or a best of, Carl, because this is... Well, I've got to go away and rethink this whole thing, because I think it's actually probably damaging our reputation.
Definitely.
What are you going to do next week? Are you going to come in, Carl?
I'll have to be here to play it out, won't I?
Fine.
Yeah, right, because we didn't give the winners the competition. I mean,